Nice. All right, we are live. So now attach the wireless mic, wireless microscope to the live stream, which is more detailed, kinda, isn't it? But not much more detailed. But it's very annoying to look at it for a longer time, longer than 30 seconds. Your eyes will not like that. The pink color is way too much. So, yeah, it's really bad for the eyes. Increase this. This is the maximum magnification. You would see this usually in emerald. Three-phase inclusions. So it's a lot seen in emeralds, beryls, also in alexandrite sometimes. I'm still unsure about whether I keep this or not because it is kind of usable. Let me take this off. I'll put a little filter in between because it's not usable without this little filter. Not usable at all once you put the filter in. All right, now we can use it. There you have it. From Afghanistan. Afghanistan, however you call it. Hmm. Lighting conditions are key. Without the right lighting condition, you can forget it. You can have the best microscope in the world. Yeah. Maybe I can focus more a little bit. Oh, I can actually. That's interesting. This is so annoying. High magnification is very difficult. There we go. Mm-hmm. Pretty dope. So the environment light changes also the appearance, as you can see. Let's turn it off. Let's see how this looks. Ah, interesting. Ah, that's the crystal. I guess that's the crystal inside of the multi-phase. Yeah. You see the crystal is reflective. Pretty cool. Let's turn off the headlight. Wow, that's how sensitive this stuff is. Basically now hiding the third light source, and now I'm exposing it. So basically, if I turn off the light source, pretty cool. They're pretty big ones actually. Let's turn the lights on again. You realize that the focusing is only a small section of the sensor. The wireless one, the black one, black microscope, which is pretty cool, but still unusable. You see, I put a filter in between. No filter, not usable. With filter, usable. But it's horrible for your eyes if you focus on this on a big screen. I see everything green now. Everything looks green now. Jesus, it looks horrible. Don't want to do that. But it's the same thing with with the analog microscope. Same thing. It will mess your eyes up. I know what to do. Make it black and white. Just take out the colors. That's very simple, right? Hmm. That's the good thing about digital. You can just turn off the colors. With optical, it's more difficult to do. So you will always mess up your eyesight for a couple minutes with the optical one. But it's so sick. The fact that they are reflective. You can see I'm now putting my hand in between the light sources. Crazy. But that's the maximum you can go. This is equivalent to 150 magnification, maybe 150 to 200. Yeah, who knows which color they reflect, in which color they are reflecting. Could be optical phenomenon. They look red, the crystals. I put a plastic bag in between. That's my filter. A regular plastic bag. Like tinted, white tinted plastic bag. I don't have my webcam here. Cannot show it. It's very simple. Put a little plastic bag under the stone, basically. Now take the bag away. This is straight up diffused light from far away under it. Still diffused, but it's not diffused enough now. I diffuse it by putting under it a bag. And now it's more diffused light. Just have to move it a little bit and off. I see it's not on the desk even. It's kind of on my DAC, digital analog converter, laying. That's a wild question, man. That's a crazy question. How do I know this is unheated? Well, this is one of the indicators you see right here. This could be an indicator for you. I think there's a bubble in there. It's a three-phase inclusion. Pretty sure. Yeah, and in lighting conditions, it's you don't need money or something. You just need to have the right tools. Yeah, the flux synthetic is the only one, the only synthetic that also has three-phase inclusions, but they look different. They have a different appeal. The shape of it is important, and the structure, how many there are. There are a lot of indicators. It's not just one indication. So many different indicators. So I just reached 1 million views. That's pretty dope. 1 million. I mean, a couple days ago already, but Rob Wilson sent me an email. VidIQ. That's insane. I have a photo of a gold dealer on Google Maps. The photo reached 40,000 views. Crazy. Google Maps photo. Hmm. I don't know. You cannot identify the value of a gemstone without seeing it in real life, and even less with just a brief description of it. The hell's this? The Japanese person is back. Japan is in the building. But yeah, as you can see, you're very limited in focus. You can only focus on a little beam of inclusions at a point. As you can see, you see the focusing is very, very limited. And man, Jesus, you just move it a little bit and it's all messed up. But it's quite easy to find the same inclusion again. It's pretty easy, as you can see. Thank you, Carlos. I mean, it's about figuring out what do we need and what is unnecessary. And this here is almost unnecessary. Almost. Because it's interesting to look at these inclusions nearer and figure out really what they are, what they're composed of. But first of all, you cannot fully, because it's almost a clean image, but it's not really a clean image, right? At least we know what it is. Those are multi-phase inclusions mixed with negative crystals, etc., and other crystal inclusions. But yeah, it's not necessary to see it that detailed. And how long do we want to take a look at it? I mean, we don't get more information, right? Like, this is it. Nice. That's the image. We have reached our goal. We can take a photo. That's it. We know it's natural 1000%. That's what and it's most likely unheated. That's the conclusion. Because even if we have it, we could have a $30,000 microscope now in the live stream connected to this. It would be much, much more detailed and super amazing looking, but our eyes would still hurt after 30 seconds looking at it because the pink color is so strong. That's the thing. There are limitations to this that cannot be paid off. The limitations can't be paid off with money. You can have $10 million in your bank account. Bugatti will still not sell you a Bugatti because you have no customer history with them. That's similar. Money can't buy everything. I would say 100 is needed. Like 100. That's a nice maximum. 100 at 100x can tell a lot. We got 3 people in the chat, I guess. Japanese person, Carlos, and Adriani. The Japanese person keeps writing in Japanese, and we do not understand what it means. We do know that he is using symbolism sometimes, which is quite irritating. Let me translate this, whatever this means. Translator. Let's see. Detect language. Ruby is a mammoth. That's what I don't know. I do not know what that means, but that's what The Japanese person writes in here. Ruby is a mammoth. He even put 2 emojis in there depicting a mammoth and a ruby. What happens if I stream this tab? I'm wondering. Like, share. Let me see. Can I even do it? Let me see. I cannot. The entire screen I could share, but a specific tab. If I share the whole screen, it would be. I mean, I can try it out, but I think it would look not that professional, having the browser in there and everything. Check this out. Yeah, I cannot stream that one. I can stream the window. Or you can stream the whole window or the entire screen. Oh, it's even previewed. That's interesting. It depends. Sometimes it breaks even the crystal. Sometimes it just expands the bubble. It's dude, this is nature. You never know what will happen. Depends on how hard it is, etc. The overall structure will change, though. It will definitely not be the same. It will look different. Change the whole screen. Also share system audio. What happens? Oh. That's what I expected, right? Infinity. What the hell, bro? This is pretty dope. And into an infinity, basically. We are streaming now. I hope not the audio is now going crazy. But you can read the mammoth comment. Where's the mammoth comment? There it is. Pretty hilarious. Okay, let me stop sharing the screen. What happens if we zoom out? That's the question now. Oh, we cannot because it's the minimum focusing lens. So this lens is specifically for this type of stuff. Now we have a cleaner image. It's not so high magnified. And we have more focusing. We have the same focusing range, the same, but it's now picking up more inclusions because we are zoomed out. So it seems like it's more, but it's not. It doesn't even seem like more, actually. A little bit. Like melted rutile. Okay, let's do 5 more minutes and then I'm done. I had enough this pink color in my eyes. So anyway, like we could search for more inclusions, but I think that would annoy me even more. It's 6 a.m. already. You should check out Microbe Hunter. Give him some comments. The gem expert sent you. The Microbe Hunter is pretty cool. He's really into biology. He's teaching biology. Let me show you his channel. The Microbe Hunter. think he's Japanese. Not sure. It's not what I want to see. I wonder if I get copyright striked if I show his videos. I don't think so. If I comment on it. Let's share that tab. If I get taken down, you know why. Why is he not talking?
And yeah, a lot of nematode worms and so on. Lots of particles here, right? Yeah, occasionally some ciliates, some single-celled microbes. I don't know where they are right now, but yeah, here.
Yeah, you can see this is a crazy good resolution. Look at this. But look at the size of the objective and the whole microscope. Like, there are obvious limitations. And this is an optical. You have to keep in mind, he's using an optical microscope, which is usually better than what we can provide. So, yeah.
Here, a pretty big nematode worm. So there are plenty of things that you're able to catch with this base now. Okay, this is highly improvised. Okay, but you can see all of those particles cube, right? That I connected with parafilm to the.
You see, it's also about being experimental. Like, little things can get you far in this microscopy world.
Yeah, pipette tips. But actually, they used light. So they had a bright light. Hopefully gives other people a little bit an incentive to also start experimenting. Okay. Yeah. Literature regarding water bears, die Bärentierchen von Hartmut Greven. It's in German though. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah. So there are, yeah, quite.
I'm wondering what magnification this is. So he's now under 20 optics, 20x, as you can see. And his eyepiece could be 10, would be 200, could be 20, then it would be 400. If I'm calculating right, I mean, I have mine, that would be 10. That would be 4, that would be 10. Yeah. Doesn't make sense because I have mine here. That's just a 10. It's a 4x 40. So my compound has a 4x optic, a 10x optic, and a 40x optic, which is for liquids. Interesting.
Especially concerning water bears, they seem to be quite well liked. Maybe because they kind of look cute.
The bag is to diffuse the light from under it. You don't see the video?
Cute? I don't know.
I can see the video.
But there is.
I mean, I can see the video on the stream.
Quite a bit of literature around them. Yeah. With this one, I was in the lower. At the lower end.
Damn, now he's changing the objective. Let me see. He was on 20x and now he changed. How much is this?
Here we are again. So I have to refocus.
Crazy resolution.
So lots of things. I personally have to tell you, I'm a little biased always that these critters are able to survive the dry moss. And another thing that I would like to show you, these things here are the so-called the tests, they're called, of amoeba. A test is a shell.
Yeah, 160 is that simple math. What's up, Bukan?
Shell, like a structure, and this one seems to be an empty test. Solve that problem.
Let's see. He has some interesting videos about microscopes where he explains. He can explain to you everything about dark field illumination, etc. Like he's an expert in microscopes.
So hello and
just look at the size of this microscope, guys. It's crazy. And look at the filtering. Like this is where most of the time dark field illumination, stuff like this is used when you use a compound microscope for glass plates.
Welcome again, Micro Puncher here. Well, today I've planned to do something slightly different in community like this year.
It's funny, you know, this one here, this is the one I have here. This tiny one here. It's quite mobile. Let's see some. Is this here?
And therefore I do a contrast enhancement very frequently, and it's actually quite a simple process. What I do is I make sure that the darkest part of the image is almost black and the brightest part is almost white, so I've got the maximum contrast, and this allows you to see the image also much more crisply. So the brain is
the polarizer filter is there to make the overall reflections, kill the reflections. That's just what it's for. But in gemstones, usually you have the underlight is the most important. The light under it. The light above it is sometimes important, but if you want to see inclusions, it's usually under it. Same as in biology. You put the light under the specimen, always.
Tricked into believing that everything is more crisp. And yes, sometimes I even remove dust and dirt, because it's quite surprising how an image can improve if all of those distractions are removed as well. So if you're a beginner, especially, don't underestimate the power of editing, and you don't need any fancy software to do that. There are free tools available, and generally I do not do much more than very simple image improvement tasks. Now, lesson number 3, start with a good yet affordable microscope. Now, my microscope when I started was actually quite good, and also not so cheap either. It was for me a significant investment. And looking back, I do realize that I probably could have started with something slightly more affordable. And
you see, you don't need money for this. Like this costs you 100 euros. This thing here. And the one I got costs you 200 euros. I mean, you could get it for 120. I pay 120 for it, basically, right? So, yeah, don't need a lot of money.
I could still have learned just as much at the beginning. But you see, this was quite some time ago, and at that time, cheap microscopes were also not so easily available as nowadays. Now, these days, we have access to some decently good affordable microscopes. I'm not talking about toy microscopes here, but entry-level models like one over here that I have. Yeah,
it's crazy that this is already entry. Like this looks like a toy, it feels like a toy, but you can use this actually. Same goes with my microscope here. It's entry professional.
And they are also quite surprisingly capable. You always have to compare it, of course, to the price that you have to pay. Now, of course, they're not going to give you the same performance as high-end equipment like the big one over here. But in many cases, those small, cheap microscopes are good enough and more than enough to start exploring the microscopic world. And then essentially, once you have gained a little bit of experience with those cheaper microscopes, then you can always upgrade later on. Yeah, you have to see it as an investment in the learning process. process. And with those cheap microscopes, you can essentially figure out what interests you most, in which direction you want to go, and you can also tinker around with the microscope a little bit.
Micropunter microscopes. Let's see. Buying a microscope. Let's see. Use a microscope. You see, this is a super old setup.
Should you buy your...
You see how difficult the setup is, how big it is. Like, it's insane. And the imagery won't... First of all, you can't use it for gemstones, but the imagery won't be that much better in a sense of... Not for gemstones, at least, right? Like, the setup is ridiculous. You have a camera here, mirrorless, or it's not even mirrorless, I think. Yeah.
Yourself a microscope from one of the 4 big microscope manufacturers, or can you also buy a no-name microscope?
Yeah, that's crazy. This is literally the microscope I have. Or it's even cheaper. Like, can tell from the objectives. It's crazy.
With a small tube all the way to the tip. Yeah. So that is essentially a specimen that I prepared some time ago, and let's put it under the microscope, my other microscope, and let's have a look. How it looks like there. It is a little bit dirty and dusty. I just realized. I'm looking for my microfiber cloth. Here it is.
Not a comparison.
To do a little bit of cleaning. Okay, so this is the first one, was the tick. Now let's have a look at the stinger of the wasp. And I need to change around. I always have to switch cameras. Here it is. Okay. Focus a little bit.
Damn, that's a big difference. Oh, look at the detail. What the hell? The difference is insane. Insane difference. I mean, price difference also insane.
Comparable should be bright field, of course. Let's go down a little bit with the magnification as well. I have to flip out the condenser. Otherwise, where is this? Here it is. Here we go. Yes, here we go. You see, it's also the field of view is a little bit larger, and this is how it looks like, with my slightly more expensive, better microscope. I also have to say that, of course, the camera is better, that I have here. But concerning clarity, I think it's it's a bit better, but it's not such a huge difference. But here we are now able to see also, it's not that it's goal.
It's a huge difference. What is he talking about? Look at, I mean, you can use both the images, but the detail, look how this looks like.
Let's put it under the microscope.
So that's how it looks like under the cheap one, and this is the expensive one. Look at the detail. Crazy.
Reason. Then it kind of goes out here. I mean, honestly, it's pretty scary how I think at least how pointed the stingray is. It's a little bit dark again, so let's turn it up. So this is a little bit another.
This is the minute details that are somewhat important in microscopy, right? To see all the little small details. At least it's nice to have that.
So you see, it kind of looks very washed out. And that is.
Oh, now he looks at rocks, salt. What is this?
By previous videos, then you've seen that I've also made slides using a ring, using a slide ringing table. But now let's have a look at the sand sample over here. I'm using the microscope on top. And let's do this again here. And here it is. And of course, you always got to be aware that the camera readjusts its exposure. Okay, so that is also a thing that you have to be aware of. And of course, as we some blue thing that you see on the side here, that's nail polish. You see that the sand grains themselves are kind of totally but you might actually see
that's the difference.
not much better. The edges and the corners are much sharper and clear. Yeah. Again, I'm having some.
That's what it's about, the sharpness. If you want to identify whether it's a bubble or a crystal, you need to have the defined edges.
Issues with the arrow. Here it is. I always have to switch it on, right? So you see the edges now are a little bit more better defined. Yeah. Yeah. So let's move up with the magnification here. Yeah. Even here, the higher magnification, you see that the corners are a little bit better defined. So what my general suggestion is if you want to do some kind of an optics test, get yourself specimens that have a very high contrast, sharp corners, and see how sharp those corners are. Yeah. Let's have a look now as well. So I'm going to switch off the light here, and I'm going to use a flashlight now, also on my other microscope. Yeah. This is basically how it looks like. Yeah. Maybe you have to focus the light a little bit. Yeah. You get the idea. Huh? Yeah. It's also because of a different camera system. It doesn't look quite as washed out. Also because the camera adapter is probably a little bit better. So that is, where are we? Oh, that's the desk. That's the microscope view. And find some of the muscle fibers that you see over here. And let's go up a little bit with the magnification. Of the protein fibers, actin and myosin, they make the light and dark bands. Myself. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, do visit my early videos. And the reason why I decided not to use the intro anymore is because it's a little bit of a YouTube thing. People they click away. So people who essentially already know the YouTube channel, they feel a little bit tired maybe of the music, and some people will also tend to click away. So there is generally the recommendation these days to really jump to the point directly and not spend too much time on an intro. So it's
no intro. Mm-hmm. The chat got quiet. Lloyd, this is literally the one I have.
So hi, microbe.
I don't have this additional thing, but it's the same.
Hunter here, look what I brought you today. It is a microscope. Well, obviously, it's an introductory microscope. Focus knob, of course.
You know what I did? I screwed this thing off. I'm a little bit went the smart way. Let me show you. So I took this off here, unscrewed it, took everything out, turned it around and screwed it back on, and then I put the stone holder in here. And that's how I've been able to use a compound microscope for gemology. Yeah, and unscrewed this part, took these off, turned it around, attached it under it. I don't know how I did that, but it worked. With the new models, it doesn't work also. I tried it with a new one. I bought a new one actually a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I had to send it back. It was not possible to do it. And then I put the stone holder in here. And then I was able to use 2 of the optics for gemology. Of course, the liquid one, not the 40x. Yeah, 40x. So the 4x and 10x you can use. So unscrewed right here, these 2 screws, turned it around and put them on the opposite way.
Can see. Okay, well, I think we're now going to have a look through the microscope itself, and I'm going to show you now a nice little water sample. Yeah, I prepared a little water sample with some algae. It's a jar of water, and now zoomed in a little bit more. And you get the amoeba is quite nicely visible. Mm-hmm. This is now real time, so I'm not doing any time lapse. And
the resolution is pretty good. It's better than our digital ones here, but it's not as convenient. Obviously, it's not ideal, but the resolution is still better.
Primaria, I also,
but still not super amazing. So
was able to find that. And all of the other things that you see in the background, these are algae, of course. So yeah, another amoeba that I found. This water sample did contain a lot of amoeba. This one is now in Thailand. I'm now going to...
And I put my cell phone in there. That's also cool. I have an adapter. I can put the cell phone in there. I could even stream. But like I said, it's very limited. Very limited. The light is very bad. It's not good lighting. Very small. Like I said, it's meant for biology. The fact that I was able to pull it off is kind of insane because it's not ideal. Look at this. It's meant for glass plates, as you can see. And the overlight I don't have. And I had it in my backpack. I threw it around. It fell down multiple times. I can kick this thing. Like, you can literally kick this thing and it's still working. The mirror, and there's a prism in there. You can screw this off. And the prism in there has already a fracture in it. It's still working. It's insane. Like, it's very robust. You cannot do this with digital ones. So these analog are also very robust. They can fall down the desk. It doesn't matter.
It's already getting...
And you can replace stuff. You can replace the prism, etc.
Getting kind of dark. So it looks a little bit noisy. That is camera noise. Okay, because it was already quite dim. Yeah, and this is now a video that I made. Free of charge, however.
But with the new models, like I said, you can't do it anymore. I tried it because it's not made for that purpose. No, they didn't design it to pimp it, basically. Yeah.
Well, so
I think with this old model, it's possible, but it depends. Like, you cannot get it. Like the distances are not right. My model has the right distances. I still would not recommend this because it's annoying. You have this round view round view in here, and it's just annoying for the eyes. To have a screen is much better. But yeah. Yeah, you just put your smartphone on the eyepiece. And if you are a professional, camera in there, like here.
So, hello.
You see, he has this camera on top of the eyepiece. It's a trinocular setup. I tried out digital cameras. For trinocular, it's horrible. Like, you have to spend some money. Don't buy a cheap Chinese microscope. I did that. I bought 2 of them. One of them was decent, and one of them was horrible. So, yeah. And that's my own stream, actually. Cool. 4 people watching. I watched her videos. She was talking about how tanzanite is the rarest gemstone in the world. It's hilarious. I don't know, man. How to spot the fake ruby. Avi the gem guy, legend. He's a legend. He cannot tell a glass-filled ruby apart. Is this even the video? I think it's the video. Yeah, this is obviously a glass-filled ruby, and he's thinking this is real, like for only 10 grand or something. It's hilarious. I don't know. Oh. What else we got? I want to have competition. I want to see someone else doing what I do. They do what I do. Oh, take a look at these optics.
Lines which are in 60-degree angles, which are intact in there.
You see, he uses an optical microscope, and he puts a camera into the eyepiece because we can see that it's the eyepiece literally taking damage. It's rounded off.
partially reabsorbed rutile needles.
This burned out rutile. I think so, at least. Pretty sure. I think I was right. But yeah. Skilled Labs making long videos, only short videos, I think, right? They should make long videos. He should do a tour of his laboratory. Oh, they do. Huh. They give interviews. That's also one of the things, like, who thought that, who would think that somebody would want to see him speaking? Like, no offense, but like, seriously, like, what, for what? Like, grand opening Guild Sri Lanka Jam interview. It's not a celebrity, obviously. So I don't know. I mean, okay, it's just 1 minute. All right. I thought it's a long video.
Is from educational programs, which is the
okay. Let him talk for a minute. That's all right. But if it's longer, so he has no long. They don't have any long videos on their channel. That's unfortunate. Why not? I mean, they could literally do a tour of the lab, explain everything. Because I like these videos. I like them. Like, he's a legend. He has a
Emerald Clarity Enhancement Ranking.
He has a lot of experience in the trade, obviously. It's like triple my age. Okay, I'd say double my age. Like, he knows. He experienced the cheap prices and the increase. So yeah. Guild Labs. It's pretty dope. Since the 80s.
Complete aesthetic system to light up the life of gems is the meaning of Guild's existence. Microscopic observation, color grading.
That's a dark field, guys. You see this here? That's a dark field. I mean, you can change probably the diaphragm. Man, why is this so short? There you have it. So you can. This is what you would use to create a dark field illumination. And as you can tell, you need to have the stone very near the diaphragm. The light is a little bit further away, I guess, but in there is the light reflecting. I mean, I have to look further into it, but this is basically what you would use to create a dark field illumination, or a, how you call it, the opposite, bright field illumination.
Origin determination and countless hours of laboratory and field research have opened doors to the world of gems. Thailand, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Madagascar, Mozambique, Zambia, Tanzania, Brazil, Colombia. Guild Field Gemology Program has collected.
Oh, look at him. He's really putting into work. Like, I've never seen a gemologist with a tool doing this. He could also work in the mines. Like, he can do it all. He can educate, work in the mines. He does it all, man. He's Superman. He's the Superman of the industry. I mean, you see field gemologists climbing into here, but showing that much appreciation for the gemstones. This is my new screen background. I'll screenshot that. If people ask me, I tell them this is my father. He worked in the mines for over 20 years. That's dedication, guys.
A premier.
That's. I never used the slow-mo really, but man, let's watch it in half the speed.
Guild Field Gem.
Oh man, let's go even slower. 1/4. So this here is actually my father. He worked on the mines for over 20 years. His face. Oh, I love it. Dude is concentrated. Like he was there to find the old Mayan Colombian emerald. He was striving for that.
Near collection of A-type standard samples of colored gemstones from mining areas around the world. All the samples are collected on site, documented, and sourced direct.
What I like about Guild is, like, Guild has a face, and it's not so secretive. And the staff is Chinese, so they are very open-minded. They are very, like, very nice, very open-minded. Maybe annoying sometimes, but very nice people.
By a field gemologist. Guild has built an international team of gemologists spanning Los Angeles, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and Bangkok.
Yeah, this is the spectroscopy apparatus.
Top talents and the operation of various advanced large-scale instruments have promoted the continuous innovation.
You see, this here is a microscope attached to a how you call it? Spectrometer? Not spectrometer. What did I just say? Man, I'm too tired. But you can focus on an inclusion, and it will be able to tell you what it is by its absorption, light absorption. This is insane. I mean, obviously you can get it these days smaller, but take a look at this apparatus. Like, what is this, man? Looks like out of a movie. It's insane looking. That's what I'm talking about. If you have scientific gear, you need space. This is you cannot have a real laboratory in a suitcase. In the sense of yeah, there is gear now, new gear, but this is old school gear, right? You can see, you can tell.
An improvement of Guild's identification.
Yeah, spectroscopy. This is a Raman spectroscope. You see, she's zooming in on an inclusion, and apparently it can tell you what it is. If it's what liquid it is, what gas it is.
Standards.
It's crazy. And it uses a laser. Like, what the hell?
Emerald, ruby, sapphire, spinel, aquamarine, morganite, tanzanite, opal, and pearl. The colored gemstone identification and grading system of Guild Gem Lab is still being expanded and updated. Guild has been updating and improving its technology and service at the same time. You can log into Guild's online identification reports. 2016, Guild has carried out a great deal of research on academic journal Gemology Frontier, covering all aspects of gemstones from mining areas to the laboratory to the markets, condensing the observations of the Guild gemologist team on the entire industry supply chain of colored gemstones. What's more, Guild has published the world's first field gemology expedition book collection, The Journey of Gemstones from Mine to Market. Also, the Handbook of Field Gemology, which is an essential guide for field gemology. In the future, Guild will continue to make efforts in the fields of academic, industry.
Hey, the JTC Tower. That's Thailand, Bangkok. Pretty dope.
And real-world research. Based on decades of field gemology, global supply chain and market research, and systematic gemstone.
That's what I'm talking about. Look how big these microscopes are. You can definitely not put that in your suitcase. And the resolution will be better, but it's not necessary. And even the lighting, like this is also here dark field. You have this little aperture in there that you can switch. Switch the size of the exposure of the light.
Research in the Guild Gem Lab.
There we have it again.
Massive gem data, origin information, and
yeah, here you can see this is dark field. This is literally a dark field. So you have surrounding the light, and under it is no light. So only light from the edges will reach the stone. And to create that, we would just need to have that a little filter on top of our microscope, and we would have the same effect. Like I said, it's not about having the exact same thing. It's just about creating the same illusion, the same effect.
Academic standards have made Guild Institute of Gemology a lead.
And this is what we don't want to see. We do not want to see the stupid Stone Age technology anymore.
Organization of gemstone professional education. Under the guidance of Andrew Lucas, president of Guild Institute of Gemology, we have created an intensive, real-world, practical, and comprehensive colored gemstone, pearl, and fancy colored diamond education program, taught by a team of professional, world-class instructors in both online and classroom flexible, modular, professional course systems. Innovative global gemstone market and field expedition courses and field gemology research has covered the mining source as well.
By the way, Chinese are the major buyers of Colombian emerald, specifically Colombian. You can see in the emerald dealers in Thailand, for instance, they have Chinese writing under the slogan. It usually says emerald something, and then under it is Chinese writing for the Chinese people. That's how big buyers, that's how big they are in buying emeralds from Colombia.
Global supply chain into our courses so our students can apply the knowledge in a practical way for their businesses. Guild has built the most active and influential institution and is committed to building communication between China and the international gem and jewelry market. Guild has connected with Jewelry Television, one of the world's top. Guild has connected with jewelry.
I thought that's a gemological device. I think this is the operator for the dynamite. Pyro, yeah, this is a
Jewelry Television,
pyro,
one of the world's top jewelry retailers. To share the knowledge of, we also have association, Colombian emerald producers and their export associations, among other industry associations and public, with the power and competitive, the power of standards. With mind to market research, we can see the power and competitive knowledge and education. With 1 million gems and first-hand global market research, we can also see the future. Since the establishment in 1980, Guild has always adhered to the heart of serving the industry and enlightening the future, and has continued to make efforts in the 3 major areas of research, laboratory reports, and education, exploring the new direction of the dynamic development of the industry requires practitioners to have the confidence, courage, and the vision to transform the future. Guild will work with you to promote and develop the professional gem and jewelry industry of the.
Nice. This deserves more views. It's pretty dope.
Why has the price of rubies been continuously rising?
Oh, that's a lot of rubies. Take a look at this. You usually see this only in glass fill.
I ran into some Chinese buyers that I know that were students, and they were buying well in Tucson, but everyone said the price is so expensive now for colored gemstone. And ruby, very, very expensive, going up in price. And what's happening with the supply? 2024, we saw a reduction in the supply. The mining just wasn't producing as much material, commercial to high end. Gem fields, Fiora, both of them. I'm not seeing the higher quality, large size material or higher quality in general is down in Mozambique. And of course, Burma, you see it's mainly older material coming back on the market. Not that much production out of Myanmar, out of Mogok or Mongshu right now. You get some Tanzanian material coming on the market sporadically, but the main producer, Mozambique, is down. Another thing that's affecting ruby price right now, the Gemfields mine had to shut down. You had insurgents, you had protesting, you had violence going.
That's good to hear. They had to shut down. Congratulations, Mozambique. So now the price of rubies will rise to the infinite. Into the infinite. That's good to hear. So my little ruby here will be even more valuable soon.
Going on in the area, and the production is minimal now in Mozambique for miners.
Look at the dynamite. Insane.
This is a real problem, and the future is not really known at the moment. No one knows when this may get cleared up. Another gemstone affected by this is Mozambique pyrite tourmaline. Of course, Mozambique produces most of the pyrite tourmaline in the world. Nigeria also producing, but not as much as Mozambique. And Brazil certainly not as much as Mozambique.
It's funny that they never mention other countries in Africa, only the big names that are known. But what did he just say, Nigeria?
In the world,
Nigeria is also producing. Nobody mentions Nigeria or Ghana or these countries. No one talks about Nigeria. It's crazy. Like, the white supremacy is beyond. It's crazy.
Also producing, but not as much as Mozambique. And Brazil certainly not as much as Mozambique. We have reports that the insurgents, protesters, local people have actually invaded some of the main mines for pyrite tourmaline in Mozambique and burned equipment, destroyed equipment. So production, even if the situation calms down, production is going to take a while to come back. One, the mines are going to have to be repaired. Two, before there's any repairing of the mines or staff coming back and future production, the mine owners, the workers have to feel that the situation is stable, that everything is safe with all the parties involved. They're not going to risk their investment, and they're not going to risk their people in an unstable environment, especially the Mozambique production, which is the main producers in the world. This is a couple of the things that really stood out.
Interesting. We need more information.
What can we find out?
Tell him to do more videos. Knowledge. What else is he? Oh, he's a celebrity. You see?
Hey! Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Hey, to all of you, to all of you. Yeah. You know, both Ruby and I had been sick. We'd been traveling a lot. I wasn't feeling that good when I got here. As soon as I saw all of you, I felt fantastic. Yeah. China Fort Gem and Jewelry Traders Association, you guys are the best organization in the global gem industry. Yeah, I mean it. I love you guys. This show, last year was
amazing. Only 171 subscribers. Guys, you need to subscribe to this channel. Send him 1,000.
What can we find?
At least 1,000 of you need to subscribe to him. Come on. This deserves more. Just the insight into the instruments that they are using is amazing. Amazing to see. Okay, this is unidentifiable, but this not. It's literally written on there what they use. Pretty dope. So yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of tourmaline from Afghanistan and from Africa also. Kill tabs. How much? The GRS has a lot of subscribers, I think. GRS. 24,000 subscribers. I mean, he literally puts out little movies, documentaries, pretty cool stuff. Let's take a look at this. See, the stuff they used to record the Ruby wasn't amazing. Let me see. I remember he also had a little adapter for his smartphone, took some photos. Didn't he?
We will make upstairs one more time high-tech, 2 other infrared.
You see, they also use a compound microscope. It's funny. Oh no, that's the Raman microscope. They shoot the laser through the specimen with that. Interesting.
Be careful with stone, huh? Oh. No dropping. It's too big? Yeah. Okay, not put in. No make. Take out. Put to the other machine.
That's a big boy, huh?
We haven't seen that.
That's why
glowing, right? Yeah, strong. Yeah. Look.
Medium strong.
You see, there are some internal cracks, a little bit, something, as you know.
That's the good Leica microscope. Of course, Brazil is known for tourmaline. Brazil is the pioneer.
A little bit is there.
Very small fissures, maybe.
That has to be seen after cutting. So it's not like without, but it doesn't have big cracks. The silk is very small. It's very fine.
Yes.
So it's not going to be reflective platelets. There are no platelets, only silk. The silk normally you can manage with the light going through.
Yes.
It is under the table is a little bit silk, in the center.
Yes.
But when you make a vibrant cut with a big depth, you can overpower this area, Fluid inclusion feather.
Okay, feather.
No, the fract. I mean, after you polish that, I guess you will get a 53.5 carat stone out of it.
Excellent.
He knows the exact number. This is what I meant. This adapter.
Here's the feature that goes through the table.
Oh, he's putting that. Oh, with the Leica optics. That's interesting. But fun, that can't be. I mean, is the resolution really that? Doesn't look too amazing. And Leica is one of the pioneers in optics, obviously.
Very fine silk. I take it a little bit up more. Here's the feature that goes through the table.
Could that be because of that breakage at the back?
What?
That line in the table?
No, it's not a reflection. It's truly a fluid feather.
Okay.
With little dots of the fluids, You want to put the optical axis on the table, huh?
That is the optic axis, Z-axis.
So perpendicular to it should be the orange color, which we definitively very clearly see.
The AB one.
Yeah.
That
you want to go through
orange,
this?
right? Okay.
Go through it. Photos are done. Dimensions done.
I'm still trying to figure out why he's using this handheld device. I mean, I get it now. I think I understood it. So that means also that the digital microscope we use is perfect for it as well. Like it has the same usage as this little polariscope. He's just trying to figure out the colors, in which direction he should cut the stone. because of the different colors. Because it's a how you call it? Birefringent. Has two colors in it. Breaks the light basically. Dichroic stone.
Done. Dimensions done. Retake dimension. Second dimension meter. The vertical thickness you can increase.
$101 karat rough. Wow. The cut stone looks bigger than the rough actually. Crazy. The head gemologist. He took photos of me and Dr. Peretti actually. This is the guy who took the. Yeah, it's pretty UV reactive. Boy, African stone. You see, this is the actual footage they took from the Leica optics, or I mean, I don't know about this one, but it's not that amazing. Like, it's better to have a digital microscope to take videos. That's what I've learned. Unless you have an amazing camera attached to it, or a big sensor. Because this is not knocking me out of my socks, you know what I mean? Like, and also you see it doesn't have a polariscope. You see the reflections here. The microscope we have here is groundbreaking, kind of. It's really amazing. Yeah, this is a crazy ruby. Like, what the hell? Insane. Insane. We have 2 people left here. This video only got 300,000 views. That's crazy. Should have 3 million. 30 million. To be honest, I mean, this is literally it. This deserves more views than Peter Marco. I mean, literally. You have Dr. Peretti here. You have the process of cutting the biggest ruby specimen known to the public. And then you look at Peter Marco. Let's take a look at Peter Marco. Oh, Peter Marco. How many views he gets? He gets like not too much, 300. All right, 100. Here, 315. To be quite fair, he only has 1 video with more views, 2 videos. But yeah, looking at white diamonds is not really amazing. There's enough white diamonds out there. Hey, there's my video. That's funny. What happens if we search Peter Marco in an incognito page? Let me see. I'll open one incognito, and then I paste Peter Marco. Oh no, I need to go on YouTube. Okay, are we incognito? Now we should be incognito. We paste Peter Marco. We have German commercials now. That's crazy. Like I'm pretty. You can find my video pretty early. 6,600 views.
Job und Sport gut vereinen.
Oh no, I hate it. That's why I bought. That's why I always buy YouTube Premium, because I don't want to watch any ads. No thanks, I have it already. And today we will be exposing Peter Marco and the fourth $60,000. You see, there you have it. Similar size to the world record ruby, but you can find them. You can find them, but find rubies in this size, impossible. Impossible. So it's a whole nother league. Ruby is a whole nother league compared to the other stones. You can find sapphires. It's still difficult, but you can find them. But rubies is impossible. Let's see what happens. This. It goes back to this. Okay. All right. So it's been over an hour now. Almost 1.5 hours. And yeah, it's 7 a.m. You're good to go. This is the imagery we can see. The multi-phase inclusions. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next stream or video. Thank you.